Welcome back, children. This is Information Technology for class 11 and the subject code is 802 and this is your textbook IT Tools. Before moving on to today's session, I would like to have a recap on what you have learned in your earlier class. You have learned the evolution of networks and internet, computer networks, resource sharing, transmission medium, topology, bus topology, ring topology, star topology, mesh topology, and finally tree topology. If you could recollect the computer network and the idea of sender, receiver, and message, how communication happened between the sender, communication, and the message, and also the computer network, the advantage of computer network being resource sharing. That is, you can share the resources, you can share both hardware and software resources. All these things have been clearly mentioned in the earlier class. How communication happen when you have a network, and what is transmission medium. In transmission medium, if you could recollect, I have discussed about the twisted pair cable, the coaxial cable, and the fiber optic cable, which will help you to transfer the data through the transmission medium. And you also understood the term topology. Topology is nothing but the layout of the network. I have also given you the example of when you are trying to build your house, you will take the plan to an architect, and based on the requirement, whether it is a single bedroom flat or double bedroom flat, it will be, the layout will be given to you by the civil engineer. Similarly, topology is nothing but the arrangement or the layout of network. And we also discussed about the bus topology. Bus is nothing but a long cable, and we mentioned it as the backbone cable. And we also discussed about the T connector, how computer is connected in bus topology in the form of a T connector. And also I discussed about the terminator in the bus topology, and ring topology, how the messages are being communicated in ring topology in one direction, in either clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. And you also studied about the star topology, which is the latest topology that is being used for high-speed networking. And we also discussed about the mesh topology and the tree topology. And this is the recap of what you have learned in your earlier classes. And let us move on to today's session. And today's session, I'll be dealing with you about the network types: local area network, metropolitan area network, wide area network, internet working devices, namely repeater, hub, bridge, switch, and finally router. We will see one at a time. Let us move on to the next slide, children. On the basis of geographical area, network can be broadly classified as LAN, which is local area network, MAN, which is metropolitan area network, and WAN, which is wide area network. Geographical area is nothing but the area, how big it is, whether it is a lower area, which is something to deal with the local area network, whether the area is a medium area, something to deal with the metropolitan area network, and whether the geographical area is vast, which is wide area network. As you can see in the picture, the local area network is given very clearly to you. You can take an example of an office which has 4 floors, if you could connect those 4 floors, it is a classical example of the local area network. And this local area network, LAN, stands for the local area network. Local area networks are private networks and can span a radius of up to 1 kilometer. Private networks are nothing but if a school need to have a network for themselves, it is called a private. It is private property, so the network becomes a private property for them, which is called as private network. If an IT company want to put a LAN connection, that is local area network, again it is a private network. So the whole property, all the ownership of that particular network belongs to that particular company. That is called private network. And if you could see the geographical area, the span is up to radius of 1 kilometer. So when the geographical area is smaller, you will go for local area network. They are generally established within a building or campus. The example is given to you. It can be a school building, it can be an IT company, so on and so forth. And finally, LAN operates at a speed in the range of 10 Mbps to 1 Gbps. This is the speed of data transmission, which ranges up to 10 Mbps to 1 Gbps. So this is all about local area network. We'll move on to the next one topic, which is called as metropolitan area network. And as the name suggests, metropolitan means connecting two cities. You may call it as two city, or you may connect two zones which are close by within the range of 50 kilometers. MAN stands for Metropolitan Area Network. It may be owned by a single organization or by many individuals or organization. For example, a bank branch within the radius of 50 kilometers. If the bank is having more than 5 branches, as you can say, the direction, one in north, one in south, one in east, and one in west, if you could connect all these 4 within the radius of 50 kilometers, you can call it as a metropolitan area network. And it is relatively, the geographical area is more than the local area network. So these networks are used to establish link within a city and span an area of radius up to 50 kilometers. So geographical area is minimum. When compared to the local area network, the metropolitan area network will be in the middle one, but local area network will be the minimum one. So first stage is local area network. The second stage would be the metropolitan area network. The metropolitan area network facilitates sharing of resources by connecting various local area network. That is, if you could connect two local area network together, then you can call it as the metropolitan area network. For example, a cable television network within a city. You can also take the example of connecting 4 or 5 branches of a bank, which would be the example of the metropolitan area network. And as the picture is clearly given to you, MAN, it is going to connect those 4 local area network. One is found, the 4 directions are clearly given, one in north, one in south, one in east, and one in west. I think we'll move on to the next slide now, which is wide area network. The wide area network stands for wide. WAN stands for wide area network. As you can see in the picture, the globe is clearly given. It is going to connect continents, countries. So the geographical area is relatively more than the local area network, which is in the first stage, and metropolitan area network, which is in the second stage, and finally the wide area network would be the biggest stage, or the third stage is the wide area network. Typically, a wide area network spans a segment of about 1000 kilometers. So the geographical area is relatively more than the local area network and metropolitan area network. They are used for long distance communication and are well suited for connecting remote areas. So as you know, the geographical area is relatively higher, so the communication channel will also be more. They establish link within a country or continent. A WAN may be owned and managed by several organizations. As you are quite aware, since the area is more, if it is going to be administered by one particular company, the cost effectiveness cannot be ensured, so it takes a lot of money and time. So it will not be owned by a particular organization. Maybe it can be a deal between more than one organization. So many organizations come together and they join hands to form a wide area network. It connects various local and metropolitan area networks. As you are quite aware, this local area network is the first stage, connecting them, along with the second stage, which is the metropolitan area network, connecting both of them. You can also call it as the wide area network, but geographically it should be more than the local area network and the metropolitan area network. Now let us move on to the new concept called repeater. Now in this picture it is clearly showing weak inbound digital signal. That means the link is weak. So to make it stronger, we keep this device called repeater, which clearly strengthen the outbound digital signal. As you can see on the left hand side, the quality of the signal is poor, it is weak. So on the right hand side, the quality of the signal is strong. So that is the main purpose of keeping the repeater. And as you can see, some of the repeater models have been given clearly below. Those are some of the repeater models. With increase in distance, a signal may become weak and distorted. Distorted means it is weak and it is not very clear. Used to boost the signal between two cable segments or wireless access point. Say for example, in one building, if it is more than 10,000 square feet, they keep the access point in one place, one in the middle and one on the right hand corner. So when you keep it like this, so from the left hand side the signal will be boosted and it picks up in the middle part of the center, and from the middle it boosts up to the right hand corner. So the whole building will get the signal with strong and quality signal. That is the advantage of keeping a repeater. So to keep this signal strong, you have to keep this repeater in various access points. Only then the signal will be stronger. A repeater is used to restore the input signal to its original form so that it can travel a larger distance. Thus, It is placed between two cable segments. As I told you, one on the left hand side of the building, one on the middle, and one on the right hand corner, so that as and when you move from one side to another, you won't get the weaker signal, you will still get the stronger signal. It is also known as digital regenerator, which reshapes and amplifies the digital signal. So ultimately our goal is to get the stronger signal. So this device repeater is used to receive the stronger signal. Hope this is clear to you. I have clearly diagrammatically represented it on the top, and I have also given you some of the models, the latest model of repeater as it is available in the market. Can we move on to the next slide, children? Yeah, hub. As you can see, the animated picture is clearly given to you. First, understand what is hub. An unintelligent network device that sends one signal to all of the stations connected to it. The meaning is, as you can see, hub is kept on top. 4 computers are connected to it. Now the signal is sent from A. It is clearly given as red color. So when the signal from A go to hub, it is sending all that signal to all the other systems that are connected to hub. That is unintelligent network. Say for example, you have 4 friends. You want to send a mail to friend B. So you will type the friend B's email ID and you will send it. If it is going to reach friend B, friend C and friend D, though you have typed only friend B's email ID in compose email, if it is going to reach all the other 3, then the ultimate goal is not attained. So hub is an unintelligent network. It will send the signal to all the stations connected to it, as it is very clearly given. From A it goes to the hub, and then it reaches all the devices that are connected to the hub. So what happens? The data traffic is more. So as you can see, the data traffic is more. The purpose is to send from A to B, but C and D, though they do not need the data, hub will send a copy of that to C and D. So unlike a repeater which connects 2 cables, a hub connects several lines, also called cable segments. A hub comprises several input and output. In short, it is IO ports, each of which connects to a single cable. So the cable is single. The devices, as many devices, for example, if the hub is going to have 20 computers, and if the first computer is named as A, if a signal from A has to reach signal B, the signal will be sent to all the other 19 computers, though they like it or not. That is the disadvantage of hub. So data arriving on an incoming line is output to all lines except the line on which the hub receives the data. It is clearly given. A is sending the signal. It is clearly given as red. The red is received by all the other computers that are connected to hub. It is very clearly given pictorially. An animated picture is also given to you for better understanding. We will move on to the next slide. Here, hub. As you can see, hubs are non-intelligent. When data is sent to hub, it automatically passes it on to every computer or device on the network. If you could look into this one, server A server is sending the data. So the data that is sent from the server is reaching client on top, client on the right hand corner, client on the bottom right hand corner, and also printer which is given on the bottom left hand corner. So ultimately the data is sent to all other computer and peripheral devices that are connected to the hub. That is why it is called as a non-intelligent device. Hope this is clear to you. We'll move on to the next slide. Bridge. A bridge is a multi-port device used for connecting two or more local area network, possibly operating at different speed. I have kept the picture on the next slide, so let us move on to the theoretical part, then we will switch over to the pictorial part. Thus, a bridge may be used to produce bigger LAN by combining smaller LAN. So, bridge is to connect two local area network. A bridge enables device on one LAN segment to communicate with the device on another LAN segment. The idea is very clear. Bridge is nothing but connecting two LANs together. How the bridge is going to connect two roads. A river is flowing, and if you want to connect two roads, you are going to construct a bridge in between the two roads, so that road 1 and road 2 are being connected. Here, instead of road, we call it as LAN 1 and LAN 2. If you want to connect them, you can go for bridge. Unlike hubs, they are intelligent devices. Why they are intelligent devices? We will see in the picture, which exercises discretion while forwarding data to the outgoing line leading to destination. Why it is called as the intelligent device is because of this one. See, you have two segment 1 and segment 2. Here segment 1 is nothing but LAN 1, local area network, and segment 2 is local area network 2. Now here PC1 is given, so that PC is going to communicate to PC8. How it is possible? In the previous example of hub, since all the 8 computers are connected to hub, if you take it like that, if PC1 sends a data, a copy of that will be reached to all the other computers that are connected to it. That is, PC2 to PC8 will receive the data whether they like it or not. That is the disadvantage, or that is not an intelligent way of sending the data in terms of hub. But bridge, as you can see right in the middle, there are two ports that are given, which is called a bridge. So PC1 will send the data. As soon as PC1 sends the data, the bridge will recognize the MAC address. MAC address is nothing but everyone will have your residential address. So similarly, all the computers will have MAC address. So data will go to the segment 1 bridge. That is exactly over here. It comes over here and it opens the MAC address of all the computer. If PC1 is trying to contact PC8, this part, which is clearly marked in red over here, it takes the MAC address of 8 and it analyzes that it belongs to segment 2. So from this segment 1 bridge, this will move on to the segment 2 bridge, and from there on it immediately takes this route and then finally goes to the PC8 and it communicates with PC8. So this we call it as the intelligent network. But in the previous example of hub, it will not be like that. It will be communicating with all the other computers that are connected to the hub. But bridge is intelligent network than compared to the hub. Here segment 1 stands for local area network 1 and segment 2 stands for local area network 2. So bridge is going to connect these two LANs and it is going to transfer the data in an intelligent way than the hub. We'll move on to the next slide. Switch. Now what is switch? As you can clearly see over here, again switch is an intelligent way of communicating. As you can see this animated picture, computer 1 is sending the data which is clearly given in the red dot, and it is going to the last one, which is the printer. It is going to communicate to the printer. So switch identifies that it is going to communicate to the printer and it is going to send it directly to the printer. So data traffic is less. It is not going to allow computer 1 to communicate to all the other computer, but since switch is intelligent, it will directly send it to the corresponding address of that particular device. Now coming to the theoretical part, unlike bridges which connect two or more LAN segments, switch are used to connect individual nodes in the network with each other. So in the previous example, bridge is connecting to LAN, but here it is connecting individual nodes in the network. That is, within the network the switch is going to communicate. Each node within network is connected to a unique port in the switch. So unique port means, as you can see below in this picture D-Link, I have clearly given you, that is port 1, port 2, port 3, port 4 and port 5. So 5 ports are kept. So each node within the network is connected to the unique port in the switch so that they can communicate among themselves. On receiving the incoming data frame, it forwards it to only single line connected to the destination node. So it is node to node within a network. That is the advantage of a switch, whereas bridge will communicate between two networks, two LANs, but this one is within a particular network. Communication will happen within two computers in one particular LAN. On receiving the incoming data frame, it forwards it to only single line connecting to the destination node. All the nodes connected through switches forms only one LAN. So it is very clear. It is going to communicate. As you can see the picture, this LAN, these are the nodes which is particular to only one LAN. So all the ports, individual ports are given. So if one has to communicate to 5, ultimately that communication will happen within that particular LAN. But bridges nothing but it is going to communicate between two LANs. Hope this is clear to you. Yeah. The switch are intelligent devices. MAC address are used to send data to a specific computer, as it is very clearly given. This yellow marking is equal to MAC address. Say for example 001. 001 is a server. It is going to communicate to 3, that is client 3, which is given on the top right hand corner. How it is going to communicate? The data MAC address 003 is sent to the switch, and the switch recognize the address of 003. It takes the MAC address of that particular computer, which is 003, and it sends the data directly to the client 003. It will not send, or it ignores 002, 004 and 005. So switch are intelligent devices. MAC addresses are used to send data to a specific computer. That is, one is trying to communicate to client 3. So communication will happen only between 1 and 3. It will not happen in 2 or 4 or 5. The advantage is being less data traffic, and the speed of data transmission is more in switch. And the only difference between switch and bridge is used to communicate between two LANs. It is going to connect two LAN, but switch, it is going to communicate among the host, among the computers within one particular network. Hope this is clear to you. This picture is very clearly telling you how it is an intelligent device, how the data transfer is happening from one to another without disturbing other clients and peripheral devices. We'll move on to the next one. Yeah, the difference between bridge and switch. Packet forwarding in bridges is performed using the software. Thus, bridges are software based. That is one major distinguish between these two is bridge is software based, but switch is hardware based. Packet forwarding in switches are performed using application specific integrated circuits. Thus, a switch is hardware based. Point number 2, a bridge has only 2 ports. So the port is very limited. Number of ports is very limited in bridge, but in switch it can handle many ports. Point number 3, generally used for connecting two different topology or segment. What do you mean by two different topology? For example, if a ring topology and a star topology, both being two different local area networks, if they both are going to communicate, or if you want to establish a connection between a ring topology and a star topology, you can go for a bridge. But generally used for connecting single topology or segment. So switch, you cannot connect different topology. You can connect either to ring topology or to star topology. So these three differences are very important. One is bridge is software based, switch is hardware based. Point number 2, only 2 ports are there in bridge, but you can have many ports in switch. And finally, connecting two different topology is possible in bridge, but connecting the same topology or single topology is allowed in switch. Hope this difference is clear to you. And finally, router. Router are used for connecting various networks, LAN or WAN, with each other. So a router transmits data from incoming network to another network. As the picture is clearly given to you, one is hub, the other network is switch. Connection of the hub and switch you are going to do with the help of a router. So router is very important. It will establish connection between LAN and WAN also. A router transmits data from incoming network to another network. A router maintains a routing table of various networks. As router has the ability to connect many networks, so it has a routing table, so it marks the available networks. Based on destination addresses, the router determines to which network the incoming packet should be transmitted. So destination address is very important. Based on that particular address, it sends or it redirects or it routes the network to the incoming packet. So that is very, very important. So router, in short, it is going to connect network in a very large geographical area, connecting many LAN or even WAN. This is the ultimate knowledge that you have to keep it in mind. And as you can see this example for router, so LAN 1 is sales department, LAN 2 is accounts department. So there is a router kept in between, and internet facility is also connected. So these two departments, that is two LAN that are connected, you can establish connection between these two departments using the router. In this example, a router has been used to connect two networks together. The router also connects both LAN to the same internet connection. So you don't need two internet connection. With same internet connection, you can establish the connection with two local area network. First local area network belongs to the sales department, and the second local area network belongs to the accounts department. And finally, gateway. A gateway connects network based on different protocol technologies to communicate with each other. As you can see the tabular column, there is only one difference between router and gateway. That only one difference is router interconnects similar protocol workstation and server. In router, you can establish a connection when you are dealing with the same server, but in gateway it interconnect dissimilar protocol, dissimilar workstation and dissimilar servers. What are they? You can have a Mac server in gateway, you can have IBM server in gateway, you can have a Windows server in gateway, or a mixture of all these three is possible in gateway. Whereas you cannot establish a connection in router with various servers. So that is the only difference. Router is specific to a particular server. If you are dealing with Windows server, router will support only Windows server within that particular LANs, connection of 2 or 3 LANs. But gateway, if one local area network is operating with Mac operating system and the other local area network is operating with IBM, and the third local area network is operating with Windows, all three local area network can be connected with the help of a gateway, but that is not possible with the router. That is the only difference between the router and the gateway. The second point is data coming from one network operating on one protocol is converted according to the protocol of outgoing network and then forwarded. It also does the work of a translator. That you have to keep it in mind. And finally, thus a gateway may be thought of as a router equipped with software for protocol conversion. Here the term protocol conversion is something to deal with translation. So gateway translates and understands different servers, but that is not possible in router. We have come to the end of this session, and I hope you understood the concepts. I shall meet you in next class. Thank you, children.